Well, today we're going to look at chapter 3. And the second sentence here, I think it holds a clue for us. It says, he, George, walked more today than he had in several years. What does that make you think of? Well, if you jump back to chapter 1, I think it's the third sentence. Yeah, it says, misfortune had been following him for the past few years like a dark rain cloud hovering over his life. Okay, I think something is going to shift. One of the biggest things that George needed, and something we all need when we're stuck in a negativity cycle, is a change of pace. For years, George had been rushing from one thing to the next, putting out fires, reacting to life instead of leading it. But today, he walked a couple miles, and that was a much needed walk. For the first time in a long time, sounds like George was alone with his thoughts. And there's something I've learned over the years about self-reflection, and that is it's such a powerful thing that we rarely give ourselves the space to do. But it was the unexpected 2-mile walk where George starts to reconnect with his why. He starts to think, I love my wife. I love my kids. And he also knows at the same time that his work is creating tension because of the responsibility he has. But it's in this walk that he can clearly see that he's starting to drift. Something's wrong. And what we see in George's story is something that happens to a lot of us. Our problems don't usually appear overnight. No, most of the time we drift into them. Let me give you a mental picture of what that would look like. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're at the beach and you go wading into the water and you plant yourself right in front of the spot where all your things are on shore. But after a while, you've been having fun and you look up and you realize you've drifted way down the beach and you didn't even notice. You were caught in the current. Well, that's what can happen in life. We don't just wake up one day overwhelmed and disconnected. We drift into it slowly over time. But we've got to fight the drift. How do we do that? By regularly looking up at the shoreline, reflection, to make sure that we are where we want to be. So here's what I want you to think about today. When's the last time you got alone with your thoughts and reflected on what really matters? No music, no screens, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. If it's been a while, I want to encourage you to do something simple. I want to encourage you, just like George, to take a walk. Now, it doesn't have to be because your car's in the shop. Just go take a walk. Go walk a mile or two without distractions and think about your life, where you are, where you want to be. Because maybe like George, you're standing in front of a defining moment. And as one of my old business mentors used to say, you have to see it before you can seize it. You got to see it up here. It's the power of reflection. Well, it's clear. George is looking for help, and it's not going to be too long before that help finds him. Make sure you read chapter 4 for tomorrow. I'll see you then.